So I'm Patrick Murphy Racy, and this is my cousin Kevin's garage in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And these are his awesome Harleys that he loves to ride, but I'm not a Harley guy. I like adventure touring. And this is my Suzuki Vstrom that I've had for, I guess since November of last year. So this bike is my Western motorcycle, and I keep this bike, it was in Arizona from November until this spring, and it's July, mid-July right now, and I'm going to be spending some time in Colorado, Wyoming. I might even get into Idaho and Utah, I'm not really sure. I've got a week, 6 days actually, to ride, and so this bike's basically in storage in my cousin's garage, and what I'll be doing is starting a new series called MotoPat. This is the Moto, I'm Pat, and I love to ride, and I'm going to start taking my little Sony camera with me and vlog as I go. So what I've got to do right now is connect the battery. I always disconnect the battery when I leave the bike in storage. That way nothing can drain it, and it just fires right up and I'm ready to go. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull the seat off, because that's where the battery is. And I always forget, in order to get the seat off, I got to take this top box off, and then I'll be able to get everything off. So these are the negative contacts for the bike right here, and I keep this piece of cardboard in here so there's no way that anything can touch it. I just leave this in the back. And really all I need to get this bike going is my screwdriver, which has got a Phillips head on it, and I just connect up the battery. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, so I got my screwdriver stowed, I've got my piece of cardboard in there, I've got the battery connected. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the seat back on. And that locked in. And we'll see if she fires up. Here we go. Just like that, I'm ready to ride. Main thing is not to mess up his Harleys, because they're expensive and this is cheap. I paid about $4,500 for this bike last year, and had this dream of leaving a bike out west. And so it was kind of an experimental thing, and it's worked out great. So I'm pretty stoked. I do everything on the cheap as possible, and what really makes all this work is the discount airlines. And so I started by flying Frontier a lot. And I initially had the motorcycle at my sister-in-law's house in Arizona. What I would do is I would fly on Frontier to Phoenix and then get off. She'd come pick me up, and then I'd get the bike going out of her garage like this. And then I'd just take off, and I explored Arizona, I explored New Mexico and all this stuff. But in the spring, I really wanted to go north more, and so that's why I'm here in Colorado. And also because I have family in Colorado. So what makes this whole project work is flying cheap, okay? And I typically pay under $150 for a round-trip ticket. And what's great is I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and Allegiant in January started nonstop service direct to Sky Harbor in Phoenix. So it was amazing. Like I was paying like $225, $250 for a round-trip ticket. That dropped like a stone. I've gotten fares as low as $118 round trip from Knoxville to, and it's a direct flight. So this is a little more difficult because Colorado Springs is not serviced by a cheap airline that also services Knoxville. So I flew American Airlines to get here this time, but the key is everything fits in this backpack. So there's socks, underwear, t-shirts, my DOP kit, my vlogging equipment, this little camera and a microphone and a lens, one of each, and I've got my laptop so I can actually do stuff on the road, work, correspond with people, even do one-on-one learning with people as I ride. So anyway, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pack up the bike, and I'm going to prep it. I've got everything I need in the bike to ride is inside the motorcycle. So my riding boots, riding pants, riding jacket with different liners, my helmet, there's 3 sets of gloves. All that stuff is in the bike and stays in the bike. And so it's fantastic. It's like the most awesome thing because I love to ride, and I love to ride out west. It's my favorite place to ride. But riding out west from Tennessee is so taxing. It just, by the time you get out here, you're burned up, man. And it doesn't matter if you go through Kansas or Nebraska. It's horrific going across the Plains states. And it's hot and it's windy and it just sucks. And by the time you get where you want to ride, you're wore out. And then you're all cramped for time because you don't have enough time to stay and ride very long because you got to ride home again. And so I think having this motorcycle out west is really the answer for me. Maybe it's the answer for you. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to get the bike prepped and I'm going to get all my riding gear on. My goal right now is to get up to where I used to go to summer camp in Allenspark, Colorado. It's on Highway 7, which is a beautiful road. It's right just south of Estes Park. And so I'm going to kind of tool up there. And then from there, I'm hoping to go on the Trail Ridge Road in Rocky Mountain National Park. I haven't been there since I was a kid at camp, and I really want to go see that again and just enjoy that. So come on with me. Let's go. So I was riding on 67 north of Deckers, and I saw this little sign that said park, to the left. So I took off on this little dirt road, and I ended up winding around down into this right along the river here. Man, it's just gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. And the cool thing about this is I really don't know where I am. I know I'm off of 67 headed north, but man, I don't really know where I am. And I think most of our lives we spend knowing exactly where we are, and we have to know exactly where we're going. And we use GPS all the time to make sure that we don't make any errant turns or that we're going to get straight to where we're going. And sometimes on these trips, I just love to get off and do my thing. So sometimes when I get tired of riding, it's just really important to get off the bike. You just got to get off the bike sometimes, and you got to go find a place like this is ideal. And all over the West, there's all these little county parks everywhere, and some of them even let you camp for like $5 a night. It's pretty slick. So I just love doing this. If you can't figure that out right now, and all of our lives are busy. All of us are like running all the time from one place to the next, and we've got appointments and Zooms and all this crap. And these trips for me represent a total sense of freedom away from all convention. I don't have any reservations. I don't know where I'm going to sleep tonight. I don't know where I'm going to eat lunch later on. I don't know really where I'm going to end up. I don't even know what state I'll end up in today. I could be going to sleep in Wyoming. I'm not really sure. And there's such a beauty in that. So anyway, hope you're enjoying the ride so far. I certainly am. Thanks for coming along. So I just turned off of 125. I've been on 125 since I was on 40, which was like Granby. Then I booked it up here about 100 miles. I'm really close to the Wyoming border right now. Flies are bad. But I'm really close to the Wyoming border, and I've been following the storm. I don't know if you can see it, but it's quite beautiful. Let me get out of the way this way. But it's a gorgeous storm, and I've been watching it for like an hour and a half. And one of the cool things about being in the West is that you can watch a storm for hours sometimes, because storms are long and they're big, and there's no trees. So when there's no trees and you got a big sky, you can kind of watch storms. There we go, little sound effects for you. So I know this is underexposed on me, but I was like, I just wanted you to see how pretty it is over there. It's just so gorgeous. Yeah. It's good to have the right gear for this too, because I'm going to get wet, but I basically have a choice at this point. I can either go left to Saratoga or I can go right into Laramie. And because it's getting late, it's like 7:30 at night. I need to think about getting off the bike. You don't want to be out with the animals. The animals are huge and they can just kill you. So by running into them. So I'm probably going to head for Laramie and get into it. My thing on motels is cheap motel, really good dinner. So, and because I'm like going to be in Wyoming, I'll probably have a steak. Because when you're in Wyoming, man, it's going to be cow probably. So we'll see what happens next. Thanks for coming along, by the way. I hope you've enjoyed the day as much as I have. No, that's not possible. But anyway, I'm glad you're here. Hey, I hope you're liking the show tonight, man. God does not disappoint. Unbelievable. And I've had rain in front of me, behind me, on my left and on my right all day. And I've really only gotten sprinkled on. It's a miracle. So I'm going to haul it into Laramie and call it a night and find myself some dinner. So what an awesome day. What an awesome day. I'm so thankful to be out here. Thanks for being with me. If any of you have any questions about anything I'm doing, feel free to ask me. Thanks.